Hello everyone and welcome back to the main channel. Today we're talking about what if Doctor Who was a mockumentary. This is the last in the What If Doctor Who Was a series where I talk about what if Doctor Who was a musical, what if Doctor Who was a sitcom. Now we're on the mockumentary. This is in the style of the UK version of Office onwards. The UK mockumentaries, not American mockumentaries, which are filmed ever so slightly different because they're more of a... It's the way US comedy works, it's slightly different. So, if Doctor Who was a mockumentary, it would be in the style of the UK Office, This Country, People Just Do Nothing. There are three mockumentaries that are very successful that I can think of. If there's any others that I'm missing, do let me know in the comment section down below. So, let's have this discussion. So, if Doctor Who was a mockumentary, it would be from the point of view of the companion, I think. The companion's filming the documentary for something, or it could be that, I don't know, he's trying to come up with the scenario that you think, once upon a time in Classic Who, we would have said, oh yeah, it's the Time Lords are filming this to work out what the Doctor actually does. Right? But since we no longer have the Time Lords in it as much as we once did, as in the actual planet Gallifrey and all the Time Lords on Gallifrey, then we're sort of leaving that area behind slightly. We're more focused on the new area of excitement. So it would be a documentary film crew have, oh, what do we do in the shadows? But that's American, so technically that doesn't count. In what I was saying. So, a documentary film crew have the BBC. Here we go. I've got it. The BBC have been looking over the last decade or so about all these weird goings on, and they've worked out that there's a police box there in every occasion. Slightly different coloured each time they see it, but it's still there. So they've tracked down who it is, who's inside this box, and decided to film a documentary about them. The documentary will star Ruby someday, and Shooty Gat was the Doctor, because it would be in this new era. Because I think Ruby to me feels like she'll work really well in the comic world. Shooty Gat, well, we already know that's enjoyed the world of Netflix comedy, which isn't any different to regular comedies produced by Netflix. So we know that Shooty's got the comic talent, and I think I hadn't seen Millie Gibson in Coronation Street before Doctor Who, and I still haven't. I am going to try and track down one of her episodes so I can work out whether or not she could do a mockumentary, because her acting style in Doctor Who works really well for drama, works really well for sci-fi, works really well for the area that she's in, but I don't know if she's as incredible elsewhere in the other areas, because I haven't seen her act in other areas. So watching her in Coronation Street will go, right, well, if it was a musical, we already know she can sing because of Church and Ruby Road. If it was a sitcom, we're still looking at that, and if it was a mockumentary, well, I'm still looking at that as well. It's more of a case of looking, finding, and seeing what works for that actor. And I think that having a documentary film crew in would be interesting to see how the Doctor reacts to a film crew. Because obviously, we wouldn't... If you were doing a documentary, you would wait until the final series of that Doctor's era, because then it's a free fall, you can do whatever you want. No one's going to say, oh, that's terrible, sack him now, because he's already chose to leave at that point. So you wait until them two say, right, we're going to go, and you go, right, so for the final series, we're going to film it as a mockumentary, but how are you going to I think a mockumentary style's like doing that, zooming in and out, and filming, and all the documentary stuff, that I didn't really do a very good analogy of there. But we roll with it, don't we? We roll with it. But anyway, so I think that a regeneration filmed in a mockumentary that would be A, challenging for the production crew, B, challenging for shooting out between film because it's not like filming a regular regeneration scene. It's like it's filming it in a really, really obscure and bizarre way. And I think what would top it off would be, I think that would be incredible. I don't know how they would do it, but personally, I think it would be incredible. And then the next Doctor, after shooting, would then obviously not want. Obviously, then the first series would finish off the mockumentary style, right? And then you would see what the Doctor's life after it's broadcast on the BBC, what's happened, and where all these companions have come from, and what type of environment is he in now. And it'll be a drama. It'll go back to a sci-fi drama route to that point, but it'll be trying to operate under the guise of, right, we've had this thing happen. It's been gone out to the world. How does the Doctor's companion, and how does that affect the Doctor, the companion, and the way they travel? Because they could have the press after them, they could have fans after them, they could have all sorts after them, and it'd be hard to try and travel, and it'll just become interesting, and the angles and drama you can go down from that point, I personally think would be tremendous, extraordinary. And I personally think that I would love that if the BBC say, no, we don't want to change it to a mockumentary. No. Can one of the fans do that, please? I think I want to see a fan film of this, because I know the BBC won't do it, and that it's a missed opportunity, I know. But if one of the fans could have a go at this, one of the ones in the higher end budget of the fan film world, the reason why I say that is because everyone else, me, backwards, we're all the low end budget but really good stories. It's just be harder for us lot to film that as a thing, but the people with higher budget, with better visual effects, and a lot more higher production value, they'll have the budget, they'll have the time, they'll have the sources to be able to make this possible. So, if the BBC don't do it, let the fans do it. And that's what I'll say for a lot of these things. Doctor Who was a musical. If the BBC don't do it, well, you the fans do it. If it's a sitcom, if the BBC don't do it, fans, go and do it. It's more about you doing it rather than them doing it, because they probably won't do these things. These things are incredible ideas. Probably won't happen unless you at home do it. And that's what's beautiful about Doctor Who, is you can have so many ideas, so many things, but it's all about you doing it, not anyone else. Or, well, if the BBC does it because they love the idea as much as the next man. So, I personally think that, as a whole, doing a documentary would be insightful, intriguing, and to show the Doctor Who, no matter what genre it's in, can bend itself to be dramatic, sci-fi, which isn't a word, but it now is, and just beautiful. I would just absolutely love there to be its own mockumentary. And one day, that might even happen. The Five-ish Doctors, I think, was as close as we got to a mockumentary, as close as we got. But other than that, that wasn't really them acting as their characters, they were playing themselves. So, that sort of didn't really hinder it. So, there we have it. Thank you guys for watching. Time on, time out. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.